What's going on, Halloween fanatics? I want to start this video off by saying that it's a lot of Halloween fanboys and a lot of YouTubers trying to convince the fandom that Halloween Ends isn't a Halloween movie, it's more of an anthology movie. And they're also saying that this will be a great standalone movie, but first off, how can the fanboys say that this will be a great standalone movie, or for that matter, will be a great anthology movie in the Halloween universe, when it doesn't even correlate? Look, this is a Halloween movie that's a part of this Halloween franchise. It had Michael Myers, check. It had Haddonfield, check. It had Laurie Strode, check. Laurie and Michael actually fought this time and she killed him. So not only that, the storylines include Michael Myers. It's surrounded by him. Michael created this Corey Cunningham character. He was the catalyst to make him go over that edge, and he basically transferred his power. So basically, this is a Halloween movie. The worst in the franchise, but it's definitely a Halloween movie, and you can't separate it. And I just wish people would stop bringing up the anthology and a separate movie, because that's not the case. So don't let other people try to convince you otherwise. And I told y'all they would be saying that and using this excuse. And see, it's a lot of people saying, hey, they did something different. They took risks. Man, cut that bullshit out. And you can tell they are liars at this point. I mean, just the stuff they're posting on Twitter, YouTube. I mean, they are a bunch of liars. And you can tell the ones that's possibly getting paid and all that, man. You can just see through the bullshit. Oh, and I see everyone is just glancing over the fact that Michael Myers was a complete pussy in this movie. And it's really starting to upset me, and I'm starting to question a lot of people on why they're not talking about Michael being abused by Corey in this movie. Getting beat up, getting pushed down, hunched over, and Michael was even actually looking scared at one point. Like when the police officer came into the sewer and Corey was fighting him or whatever, and Michael, he got pushed down, and Corey went over to him and said, get up, show me how to kill or whatever. Michael was looking scared at first, like, please don't hurt me. And I'm like, what did I just watch? Like, that should be, a lot of people should be making rant videos just specifically about that scene right there. But like I said, there's a lot of people glancing over that. But they want to get on Halloween Resurrection. They want to get on Halloween 5 and other movies that they don't like. But they'll glance over this. I don't know about y'all, but this is definitely not the Michael Myers I grew up on. And no matter what, the character of Michael Myers is supposed to be an alpha in any situation. No matter how mentally messed up Corey was. And for that matter, like, even Corey being in Michael Myers' presence, it should have scared him shitless. Like, the aura of Michael Myers should have been enough for Corey to, like, get the hell out that sewer and never go back again. Y'all get what I'm saying? I mean, just take a look back at Halloween 2018, which is an awful movie in itself. But just take a look at Halloween 2018, the courtyard scene. Michael Myers' energy alone was enough to create a dangerous scenario for anyone close to him. Even the patients around him were being affected. The dog was being affected. You just felt that energy. And it was time for the reporters to get the hell up out of there. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't understand. Like, everybody that encounters Michael should be afraid, very afraid. And I don't get none of that in this Halloween trilogy. Even in Halloween 2018, I mean, well, in Halloween 2018, they felt a little bit afraid. But in Halloween Kills, Karen taking off his mask, you got Allison going toe-to-toe with Michael, not being afraid. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that, I don't know. This trilogy sucks. And Halloween Ends just took me over the edge. It was disappointing. The Halloween fandom is disappointed from all aspects. I tried to, prep people for that. I've been telling people and preaching to people all along on my YouTube channel, hey, this Halloween Ends movie is going to suck. Halloween Kills was the one that destroyed the franchise, but apparently Halloween Ends is now the new one. But I just want to know, leave a like down below if you were disappointed with Halloween Ends. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm going to talk about Christopher Nelson right quick. Now, Christopher Nelson came out and said to the fans a while ago about Halloween Kills. Now, he said, if you don't like Halloween Kills, just shut up and watch it and enjoy it. Like, who are you to tell us that? Like, it's fans like him that's the reason that we got this stupid ass trilogy and this stupid ass storyline and stuff like that. Like, he really told people that. Look, the life was taken out the franchise just like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 did back in 2009. And I thought us fandoms would never get over that hump from that Rob Zombie trash. But, honestly, during that time, like 2009, I could have cared less about Halloween. After I seen that Rob Zombie movie, I was completely done. They was talking about Halloween 3D. I was done. I could have cared less about that. And I'm almost to that point right now. For real, like, I could care less about Michael Myers, this Halloween franchise at this point. Because it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be a fan. And they really didn't help this franchise, Jamie Lee Curtis, David Gordon Green, because the average moviegoer is looking at this Halloween movie like, this is Michael Myers? This is who we supposed to be scared of? This guy getting pushed over, getting his mask took? This old man? They really destroyed it. I don't know how they can come back from this. I really don't. And David Gordon Green and Blumhouse were very cautious and protective on how they marketed this movie. And you want to know why? They had no faith in this movie. They had no faith in the story. But ultimately, they had to clickbait everyone. And they had to false advertise just to suck the audience in. And that's another reason why I think it went to Peacock. Along with having that world premiere one day prior to the movie coming out. So, they wanted to get ahead of all these negative reviews that was going to swarm the internet. But ultimately, we got to see everything. And speaking of social and all this social media buzz, the social commentary and the message throughout this movie is evil is like a disease that can affect people. And it's contagious. Halloween Ends is an embarrassment. We went from 1978 to Corey Cunningham. That's all you should know right there. And I honestly can't believe John Carpenter would be associated with this film, regardless of that easy paycheck. Like, why would you even want your name attached to that? But nonetheless, it seems like fans enjoyed the opening scene of Halloween Ends with Corey accidentally killing this kid. It was good, but not all that good like what people are making it out to be. But as the story goes on, Corey is clearly struggling with that inner demon of, that night in 2019. And the town people of Haddonfield are letting them know about it every time they see him. And apparently some marching band high school students are the real evil ones. They encounter Corey several times in this movie. And ultimately, they are the ones who made that Corey and Michael connection because they pushed him over the bridge and that's where Michael had got Corey. Now, this movie, I feel like Michael Myers has a lot of compassion. And I feel like Michael Myers is a loser. He is a pussy. And no one is afraid of him in this movie, like I mentioned earlier. Like, regardless of Corey Cunningham's situation, Corey should have been petrified of seeing Michael Myers. Like, regardless. And yeah, I know a lot of people like to, complain about Busta Rhymes bitching out Michael Myers. But what do you all say about Michael Myers in this movie? So think about this. Number one, Michael Myers let Corey live, like he actually took him in. And he protects him. Number two, Michael Myers follows behind Corey in this movie like a stray dog. Number three, Corey yells at Michael and gets angry at him, shoves him to the ground, and, have Michael in the corner looking like a little bitch. And Michael actually follows his instructions. Number four, Michael Myers had an opportunity to kill Laurie Strode earlier in the movie. He was literally standing 20 feet away and didn't do nothing. Now, I know he did that a lot in the older films, but in this film, he's more brutal and stuff like that. So I don't understand why he was just standing there. Number five, Corey and Michael actually teamed up together. It was like a father and son relationship. Like, when they were killing the nurse and the doctor. Look, at this point, I really think Jamie Lee Curtis and David Gordon Green wanted to troll the fans purposely. And they wanted to destroy this franchise. I really think they wanted to mess up this franchise so bad that no one else can do another movie. I really think that. Like, who is Jamie Lee Curtis and David Gordon Green to determine the future of this franchise? This isn't y'all property. Isn't Jamie Lee Curtis right now begging for a Freaky Friday sequel? Like, she was talking to Lindsay Lohan or something I seen on some interview. She want to do a sequel to that. And I'm pretty sure that movie doesn't deserve a sequel or whatever. And, I knew something was off with this trilogy when the filming locations were revealed, like South Carolina, North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. Like, really? Other than the tax breaks, what advantages could filming somewhere like that have? I just don't understand it. It's definitely not the landscape. It's definitely not the atmosphere. It's definitely not the weather. All the places in the United States, and you can even say Canada, you pick some of the worst places to film at. It's film a Halloween movie at that. And, speaking of Halloween, does Halloween not apply to the storyline anymore? Isn't that the point of this movie and this franchise? Can someone please explain to me what this unofficial holiday, October 31st, Halloween, had to do with this Halloween movie and this storyline? It had nothing to do with it. Michael being in the same spot for 4 years. 4 years. Corey could have reached this breaking point at any time of the year. Them bullies could have bullied him anytime. And what's up with the town of Haddonfield not caring anymore? Like in 2019, people are out on the streets with their kids, trick-or-treating or whatever. Michael Myers was never discovered. And y'all are out here on Halloween when he killed kids. He killed everyone. And you're out here prancing around on Halloween. A year later at that, I don't get that. So I just don't understand. And also, like, no one is grieving at all in this movie, like I mentioned. Clearly, Karen's death didn't mean anything. It didn't hold any weight or nothing. And if it was up to me, the movie should have opened up with a 4-year memorial for Karen and everyone who was murdered in 2018. Like, you know how impactful that would have been? And it's hard to believe that Lori, Allison, and Hawkins moved on so fast. Hell, Hawkins, he's supposed to be dead anyway. Because if you go back to 2018, he was stabbed in the neck by Dr. Sartain. But a lot of people haven't paid attention or noticed or even brought up the fact that Dr. Sartain actually ran over Hawkins' body just like Corey did to that girl in this movie. Y'all didn't pay attention to that. So Hawkins technically should be dead and not even brought back. But that's another story. And Allison's character, I mean, she just tries so hard. She just tries so hard to be over the edge. And it doesn't work. Her Ford Focus hatchback or whatever that car was had more character than her. And speaking of over the top, why is Corey's mother so crazy? That's all I'm going to say about that. And another thing. It was so much sympathy going on for the bad guy in this movie, Corey. Like, we supposed to, go against Corey, but we feel sorry for him. I mean, you had the 4 teenagers that were jackasses to him. Corey's mother was crazy. The doctor and nurse were awful individuals. The DJ was talking back to Corey all crazy. And I just feel like all those people deserve to get killed in this movie. Like, he didn't really kill no innocent people. He didn't even kill his, stepfather or whatever. That was the bully that did that. And it just seems to me like every actor, including Corey's parents, I don't know, I get that Halloween Rob Zombie correlation. Like, he was bullied until a breaking point, and he was bullied at home. Then in public, he's getting bullied by random people. So I just feel like he was pushed to the edge, like the younger Michael Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. And I want to go back to this atmosphere stuff because it bothers me, the lack of mood and atmosphere. And, this piss poor location, Savannah, Georgia, this dirty ass town. And it's shot in the ghetto part of Savannah too, because in one of the scenes when Lori's looking out the window and see Corey standing by the hedge or whatever, you see a Mercury with rims on it. Like, you could tell that's the ghetto. And I'm like, why did they shoot this in this particular spot? And then the junkyard scene, I didn't like it. It just felt so empty, very corny. And like the whole Haddonfield just marched there, carried his body. Like, these people don't care if blood is leaking all over them and all that. And then the fight between Michael and Lori, it was decent, but after they killed Michael, they just overdid it with all that extra stuff. Especially Allison, like one of the worst parts of the movie, when she just came in and just broke his arm with that stupid scream. Like, I don't know. Andy Matichak has some of the most cringe-worthy scenes, the most cringe-worthy dialogue in this franchise completely. But overall, Halloween Ends, is not a movie you watch on Halloween, or it's not even a movie you watch during October. You can't get in no kind of mood watching this movie. Bad acting all across the board. Minus Rowan Campbell. He was basically the most enjoyable thing in this movie to watch because of his acting. But other than that, yeah, this movie is horrible, the worst in the franchise, and I'm never watching it ever again. But yeah, if you love any and everything Halloween related, horror movie related, paranormal, ghost adventures, if you into that stuff, then make sure you check out my channel, check out my videos. I do a lot of stuff on my channel, so make sure you check it out. If you like it, then subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see every time I upload. And always, I appreciate the support. Y'all be safe, man. Peace.